Palessa, if you're watching this, come on, man. That is so whack. We understand. Kenya's
so
building
whack.
itself. If you're pissed off about the dust, there's a way you can address that, you know?
Oh, so whack.
Where do you think she ended up? On Gong Road? Like, the hottest thing in the world right now. This is the Blaze Podcast. It's the Blaze Podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 7. What's going on, Poppy?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. We back at it.
How was your weekend?
I'm sick.
You sick?
Yeah, man.
What you got over there?
I got a little throat infection. Couldn't really speak.
My man
for a couple
Jinx
days, but
has
we back.
A throat infection.
Yeah.
I want you ladies and gents out there to send us some text to why Jinx has a throat infection. What are you guys thinking, man? I don't know. Throat infection?
I just got sick.
What, man? What's really going on with this throat stuff?
I just got sick, man. I don't know what happened, but I'm good. I'm getting better, you know.
For sure.
Good
to see you back.
Podcast. Yeah, man. Every single Thursday, I told you, we're not missing a single
Thursday.
episode.
Yeah, man.
Even with a bad throat.
International Women's Day on Friday, 8 March. It's a new month, and we're going to be celebrating women.
Throughout the whole month.
The whole month.
You know?
The whole month.
It's International Women's Month on the Blaze Podcast.
Yeah, man. We out here just celebrating the mamas, the aunties, the sisters, all the women out there, man. We look so down on our women. We need to appraise them, put them up there, man, because they're the mothers of our communities. There's the sisters that keep us going.
Bearers of life.
That's it, man. We must support them at all times.
Sure.
So what happened this weekend?
I was pretty much sleep. I was pretty much sleep. I don't know. Were you running around?
I was up and down, man. I went to Ayuba Bogada's tribute, man. That was amazing.
Okay.
Artists came out, and every artist in Kenya was out there, man, just paying respect to the God.
Yeah.
He was the king of Nyatiti music. He was there. He played. I mean, you've seen him. One of the only Kenyan artists to be really sampled on a high level. He was sampled by Kanye West. If you didn't know,
album, yeah. That was a pretty good placement.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Antonio Soul was out there at Alchemist, killing it, man.
Okay.
With Jameson doing the Jameson artistry, really big things. Big up Antonio Soul for all his representing. He's
a good live performer.
Since the days of
I've never
Wapi.
seen him.
Yeah, apparently he's really good. Like, people were like, wow, Antonio Soul. Some of the people that went there was just like, yo, he's really putting in work.
Shouts out to you.
On his performance.
Shouts out to you.
Big up. Harry Kimani too was out there, Kafin Goma.
So Harry Kimani is back.
Yo, he's definitely making a move back.
So has he put out music yet?
He's working on his new album, and keeping in touch, you know.
So this Kafin Goma Social.
Yeah.
He's gonna be performing new material, old material.
He already performed, man.
This happened this past weekend.
I think it happens every other Sunday, and it happened on Sunday. So Kafin Goma with Harry Kimani, man.
Oh, okay.
That was really good, man. You know, we start this podcast in a very somber mood.
Very.
We lost a Tanzanian music promoter, Ruge. Enough respect to Ruge, and Ruge was really, really involved in the music industry. As you know, he's just one of those guys that was there for Tanzanian music. A lot of Tanzanian artists owed their support to him. He was around Clouds FM, put that on the map, and a lot of artists really blew up around his work, you know?
Okay.
Back here in Kenya, we really faced a tough week. We saw the demise of Chris Kantai.
Legend
in the Kenyan hip-hop sector. Somebody who opened mad doors for Kenyan music industry, and somebody that I personally knew, somebody that I personally interacted with. He inspired artists such as Calligraph, and all the artists that you see now.
It's a lot of them.
Really
K-Force.
He really opened mad doors. I mean, he came up at a time when a lot of Kenyan artists were being told that rhyming in English was not a thing, but
it was frowned upon.
But he was one of those guys that would like, yo, I rhyme in English, so what?
Yeah.
And then straight up rhyme in Sheng.
Yeah.
He could go both ways. He was just a versatile artist.
He inspired me because even when I was coming up, when we did the first album, you know, my group did the first trap album in Kenya. When trap, very early on, when trap was Jeezy and T.I. and Gucci.
Yeah.
You know, we did a trap album, and one of the people that gave us the confidence to pursue music, and it was actually pure English. We weren't even trying to do the Sheng thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely Kantai. He was one of them guys made us realize it's possible.
Big up, man. He could flow both sides. He could go straight English, straight Shang, straight Swahili.
He's dope, just man.
Really all-out artist. And listen, man, he's the one artist I really wanted to have on the podcast.
Kantai gave us the energy. Yo, I remember you talking about the first interview on this podcast should be Chris Kantai.
He's really been on my mind.
You said that a few times.
Yeah, he's really been on my mind. He reached out a year ago and he was like, listen, how can we work together? And I was, at the time I wasn't really ready. I was doing other things. And I was like, listen, as soon as I get back in the game and I figure out what I'm trying to do with myself, I'll let you know. And I reached out, I just want to say, man, let's just give a moment of silence for Chris Kantai, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
He was that guy, Chris Kantita. So funny thing is, I did a song with Chris Kantai. Like, he actually got me into the studio and we did this song.
It was a bunch of artists.
Yeah, it was a bunch of us. It was Judge, it was me, I think it was El Ness. It was a bunch of different artists in the studio just like hanging out. And we did a song, just urging MCSK to do right by the artist. And it's so funny that he dies at this particular moment when MCSK, the Kenyan Music Copyright Society, has not sorted out their stuff. He can't even claim anything. I mean, Kantai gave us hits, a lot of hits. We can't even go back and say, hey, listen, we can go to MCSK and pick up a check for Kantai.
The only representation most artists have is MCSK.
Wow.
And it's not really there for you. It's not for the artist. It's for the organization.
Like, something needs to happen at MCSK. I mean, everybody else has gotten it right. It's really, we speak to you. We urge you, MCSK, if you're listening to us, please go out there and don't let these artists die like this. We out here supporting Kantai. Listen.
We have there's a pay bill number that people can support,
I'm about to read it out. We are meeting today at Gracia Gardens, Dennis Pritt Road from 5 p.m. I think that's going to be the whole week. His family has announced that his burial is going to be on Friday. That's tomorrow. And if you can support in any way, we have a pay bill number that's 891300, and the account name is Kantai. Please, if you're out there listening, please support. That will be pay bill 891300, account number Kantai. Send what you can. If you're out there, if you're a good fan of Kantai, if you're a big fan of Kantai, please support that number. We'll continue to just, support his family and be there for him. And that's the least we can do because MCSK has refused to be there for us. Let's move on to some other news. I see my man Swat from Ethic. Police brutality. Yeah, police brutality is a real thing also in KE. Extrajudicial killings are a real thing in KE. They're not spoken about, sorry. Yeah, we'll speak about it. So we have to speak about it. The news says, well, we got many different contradicting news. So at first, people were talking about, he was caught running into somebody's house or he was robbing. They try to make it look like he was a thug. Yeah. So he was really attacked because people thought he was a thief. Yeah. And so this, people didn't even know who he was. Some of the public were just like, yo, these are thieves. These are thieves that are running around here. So we got different. And then one story said he was just misbehaving in the neighborhood. And then finally, Ethic put out a statement saying that they were just hanging around in the hood. Yeah. And all of a sudden, cops were just going around, and apparently this is a thing. And I've seen it happen where is regular, police just wake up one day and just go to a neighborhood and start arresting people. This is regular in the hood. Yeah. They call it an operation or whatever they want to call it. But, every now and again, 5-0 is just going to pull up in the hood and harass any kid that they find in the streets. How is this even allowed in a free country, man? Exactly. And they'll just pull up, man. You don't even have to have an issue. They'll find something. Like they're looking for money. That's the thing. Okay. So they go around, arresting all sorts of kids and asking them for cash. Mr. Police Commissioner, how is our young people supposed to be proud of their country when they can't just hang out, enjoy the fresh airs of the outdoors? Why are they getting arrested? How is an artist who's hanging around his hood being harassed for no reason? And this is a kid who's had top tier hits. Yeah. This is a kid who's part of a crew that's been dominating the airways for the last year and a half, I want to say. This is
So
really
it's
absurd.
It's crazy that someone.
I'm so angry, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, it's bad.
As artists out there, man, if you know this is happening in your hood, stay away from the streets, man. Find a place you guys can congregate, hang out, find a rooftop somewhere, find somebody's house where you guys can hang out. Because if these guys won't listen to us or won't listen to, I'm sure the government doesn't know this is going on. Who else is making news out there? I see, listen,
Sautisol.
Bien from Sautisol got engaged. Big up Chi-Chi. I see you guys out there. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Man, they've been going for what?
I'm not sure.
How many years? I haven't been watching, but they've been at it for a while.
They've been at it for a while.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Bien, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. We're coming for the wedding.
That's a big step.
You guys are having a good year out there, man. So first they launched the record label.
Soul Generation.
That's dope. Soul Generation. Their first artist, Ben Soul. What did you think about that record?
I like the move of having a record label.
That's dope.
I'm especially excited for this one just by seeing how Sautisol has been moving as Sautisol Entertainment.
Yeah.
Mad props to them for the rollout they did for the Live and Die in Africa album.
Dope, yeah.
From the partnership they had with Nakumat, gave them real strong visibility in the market, billboards, that type of thing. The tour they put together with Homeboys, they went all over the country, their own tour.
Nice.
And that's what artists need to start doing. When you have an album out, go on tour. And because when you generate your own revenue from your tour, suddenly when someone wants to book you, your price has gone up.
That's it.
Because I don't really
you
need
already
you.
done your own thing.
I don't really need you. I can just put out a record and go on tour.
Yeah.
And that's the model I like. I like the model and how they handle their business. And so I'm excited to see whether, that can be replicated with other acts and other acts and other acts, because that eventually is what's going to save the game.
Yeah, big up to Sautisol. I see they're going to be on the Essence Festival, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
that's big.
They're making moves.
That's big.
Sautisol, big up on that.
Do they have representation outside the country?
Man. They've got an international music manager who's basically an international business manager who's getting them all the international gigs. Big up on that, man. That's how you're supposed to move as an artist. Make moves in your country, be loved in your country,
scale,
make moves regionally, make moves continentally, and then start internationally. You cannot make international moves if you're not loved at home. And like you said, create community groups. I've seen so many artists that are like, can you get me gigs international? I'm like, so where's the last time you gigged in your own community? Zero. Make those steps. Music is about community. People have to listen to you before people in other countries listen to you. Is your own home listening to you? Yes, we understand. There's been a lot of lack of support in a lot of these countries, such as Kenya. But listen, people are making it. Sautisol is making it.
You finesse.
They're doing it.
The most appealing characteristic of human beings is adaptability. You adapt. You find out what people in your home like, and you make it. And that's what Sautisol did. They created music for the everyday person. Big up on that. And we love you, Sautisol. Keep representing. For sure.
Keep the fire burning. Yeah, man, talking about branding, who are the few artists that you've seen in the last couple of months that just really going out to find a cause that they can really align with?
Yeah, I remember we spoke about this in one of the previous episodes. Brand extensions are important, and sometimes it's not only about you, it can be about the community.
Yeah.
And it works very well. We've seen it with King Kaka recently with the campaign on sanitary pads. Very important.
He's done that really well.
He's done that very well. He got good partnerships, and that's also what allowed him to go to New York for the Bill Gates.
Really, see, and I keep telling artists, sometimes associate yourself with a cause.
Yeah,
it's not his music alone that got him to New York, but it's also the fact that he was. He had a cause.
Yeah.
So the Melinda Gates Foundation invited him because of his cause.
Exactly.
The fact that he's an artist who has a cause. People just
impacting,
society.
And
people that might not even listen to your music, but you impacting them.
Look at Meek Mill. Meek Mill is sitting at the table with billionaires. Robert Kraft, Jay-Z, all these guys. They've started this whole reform association, which is they're trying to bail out people and they're trying to lobby for policy. for guys who are incarcerated wrongly, you know, parole is
big
crazy.
Up to McMill. Yeah, I like that because even you can feel it in his music. It's changing him as a person.
Yeah.
He's really changing his perspective because before it was all about bling bling, but now he's found something.
Rolling.
Yeah, now he's found something that he can really die for and say, cool, listen, this is a cause that I want to fight for. And prison reform is a big deal in the States. A lot of people in jail wrongfully. A lot of people have been given sentences that they would not necessarily have to, they can't even fight.
Oh, yeah.
Another artist, 21 Savage. Financial literacy, you know, and you know, people suspect that as soon as he changed his whole look and tried to go into the community and try to teach people about financial literacy, how to spend money, how to use your money instead of just taking $10,000 to go buy a gold chain. You could use that money to develop your community or start a business that will be there after you're gone.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, you know, the FBI is looking at him or, you know, the authorities, the B is like, yo, this guy is not even from here. Like, why is he making our people more sharper, you know?
Exactly. It's bad. It's bad. And financial literacy applies even to us, bro.
Of course.
Even the little money that our entertainment business makes, since we're leaking so much revenue, the little money you get from shows and, you know, the direct consumption from the fans when they buy your music. Yeah, we should be teaching each other financial literacy.
Put that money away for a later day. You just never know because life is tangible. I mean, you just never know. Like you can't hold on forever. Octopizzo is another artist that's really aligned himself. His thing has been, you know, just going refugees awareness. And people who've been displaced from their countries.
Yeah, and really using the arts to get out of bad situations.
Yeah, and really, like he's really endeared himself to a lot of organizations. You got the United Nations body for refugees. Has really embraced it.
He did a whole album, Refugenius.
Refugenius, that was really dope.
Yeah. Shouts out to Octo for also going back to school.
Yo, that's big up. Man, he's studying what? Social studies, and he wants to study how to run an organization that's all about social justice. You know?
Impacting the community through the arts, you know. Shouts out to Octo.
I see Nigeria's president Buhari is back.
Oh, he's back, huh?
Yeah, I thought people were pissed off with him. They thought he was in working.
Was this his second? What do you call
this is his second and last term. This is second term. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of too many presidents that lose on their second term
in Africa, especially. Yeah.
Not too many.
Banky W did not win, which is so weird because we got news that he was on top. Research team, who was Banky W going against? Was he like a heavyweight, you know, senator that we didn't know about because everybody said he was winning?
Yeah, it looks like he was winning.
Big up, Banky. Like, we support you out here, and we hope on the next one you get some positive outcome. So I'm just hanging out, you know, checking out what's going on online, and I find out that a lady called Palesa Mols from South Africa just goes on and starts this crazy ass fight with KOT. Did she even know what KOT was?
Yo.
What was her tweet? Let's see that tweet, man. Let's see that tweet. She said something about, she was basically dissing Kenya.
I didn't understand. Like, she was like, thank God I'm leaving Kenya or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she was doing here. I tried to follow her. I'm like, who is this chick? I can't wait to leave motherfucking Kenya tomorrow. Every time I see an African country, I think, fuck me, South Africa is bomb as fuck. You can quote me on that. This is a disgrace. This is what I hate. When I see stuff like this, like African people pitting themselves against each other. Colonialism is real.
It's real, bro.
It's really divided us to a session where you can actually go to somebody else's country. You leave the comfort of your country. You come to another country.
And then you talk shit.
And you just like straight up diss the whole country. Like, who does that? Palesa, if you're watching this, come on, man. That is so whack. We understand. Kenya's building itself. If you're pissed off about the dust, there's a way you can address that, you know?
Oh, so whack.
Where do you think she ended up? On Gong Road? Like, she ate that dust.
She ate the Gong Road dust.
She got some of that.
That's crazy.
Take that. Palesa, if you're watching this, come on, man. That's not cool. Like, we understand this, you're not accustomed to some things, but every country is going through it.
Different experiences.
You know,
you just have to learn to find the light. All right, there's no place that's all good.
Yeah, it's not like South Africa is 100% perfect.
Nah.
Maybe you're living in a bubble. Maybe you live out there in Sandton, and that's all you see. But there's problems in South Africa. Just
problems everywhere.
Similar problems if you add them all together, just like Kenya. Yeah. And then plus, you cannot compare Kenya with South Africa. South Africa got a head start. They've been building for years. Kenya is just starting to build its infrastructure. The dust is not really from the air. It's not like Kenya's a desert. It's from construction. We're building mad roads, Palessa. If you didn't know, we just give you a little perspective. But to tell you the truth, Kenya's doing well, and you want to be here. The good thing is, there's people that understand that Kenya is on an upward trajectory.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's so funny? Black people always looking at each other like that. When a white South African comes here, they're looking at the opportunity.
Appreciative.
Speaking about South Africa, Caster Semenya went to court because they're trying to stop her from competing in international competitions as a woman.
That's crazy.
They say she has too much male energy.
Testosterone?
There it is.
The hormones? The hormones?
She has male hormones.
But, brah, that's very discriminatory if you ask me.
Yeah, so this is her fight. You know anything about this?
I mean, only thing I know is that it's not fair. It doesn't sound human.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds inhumane if you ask me. There's some form of discrimination, whether it's from sexual orientation or sexual preference. I mean,
if she's proven that she's a woman, happens to have a bit of male hormones, let her compete. She's still a woman.
Yeah,
we're not all created equal. So Caster Semenya, we support you. Keep fighting. What else is out there?
That Trevor Noah skit was funny at the Oscars.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, so when I think he was presenting Best Picture for Black Panther, and then he had this phrase in Osa. How you say that?
Kosa.
Yeah. So he had this phrase in Kosa or Ngosa, however you say it.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. He said it, and the phrase meant white people don't know I'm lying. And then he said, what I mean by that is we're good when we fight together than when we fight apart.
Cheeky.
Like, listen, bro,
Trevor Noah.
if I understood that language, I would have been on the floor. Like, when someone explained that to me, I was like, all right, Trevor, that was some good comedy. For the people watching back at home who got it, Trevor Noah is up.
Big up, man. Making international moves.
That was funny. That was funny as hell.
We get into Get Off That.
Yeah, who's on some bullshit this week?
This time we're going against these pastors that are thriving off people, taking advantage of people. There's one pastor in South Africa
raising people from the dead. Like, how is that even possible, man? Like, listen, man, get off that. And the people that I'm actually focusing my Get Off That is the people that go to these churches. How do you sit there, the pastor's lying? Come on, man. How do you know the pastor's lying?
Come on, man. You can see, like, if your pastor's flashy, if your pastor's flashy and you still go to that church, if you look at your pastor and your pastor is balling, he has a jet, how do you still go to that guy's church?
You're underestimating how people are gullible, bro.
They are.
He's holding the book of God.
So that's what I'm saying. Get off that. Just because somebody has a book of God, you got to look at his moral fabric. Like, how is he? How does he move? If the pastor is rich, if the pastor is balling more than the congregation, and you still go to that church, get off that. I go to church too. My pastor ain't flashy. My pastor is a humble man.
Yeah.
He's not some guy that's coming out there to spread this, what they call it, like this gospel of like riches. Get off that, man. If you go to a church and your pastor is flashy and your pastor talks about material things and you look at his lifestyle does not resemble the life of Jesus Christ. Get off that.
Get off that.
And the people that always complain about politicians all year, and then the elections come and they go vote for the same politicians. Get off that. We don't believe you. Get off that. In fact, every African country right now should be like Rwanda that said all pastors must register with the government and get a license.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at these pastors, man, look at the wealth, man. These pastors are rich individuals. Let's see their wealth. Let's see their wealth. We're being told that these guys own so much here and there. They like, they're like walking banks.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen pastors like with private jets.
How is that even allowed, man?
You know, all the cars, like.
And they make this money from the savings of poor people.
Oh yeah.
They tell them, you know, bring your money here and there.
Do whatever.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, yeah.
And we understand pastors must live a dignified life. But if you can't be like the richest man in your country and you're a pastor, oh, my
That's not
Lord.
Right. You know, that money can make such a big difference in your community.
In your community.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're a legit pastor and you're getting that kind of bank instead of buying a jet, how about building a school?
Yo, look at the richest pastors in Africa. You got David Oyedepo, Nigeria, $150 million. Dollars, bro, not naira, dollars. Okay, you got Shepherd Bushiri, a South African, Malawian prophet. He's a Malawian prophet based in South Africa, $150 million. Chris Oyakilome. Yeah, man.
Did you say $150 million?
$150 million. No African currency here.
And he's the shepherd.
Yeah. A prophet. Chris Oyakilome. $50 million US. He's based out of, I think it's Nigeria. This is Temitope Joshua. $15 million. That's Nigeria.
$150 million and you don't do business?
Yeah.
You don't do business.
Collecting money from the poor.
Every Sunday you read a chapter from the Bible and you're worth $150 million.
That's it.
Get off that.
Get off that.
That's crazy.
Rewind. It's time for Rewind, man. Let's get in my favorite section where we play music that doesn't get that much airtime from all over Africa and the diaspora. Rewind. We start with song number 1. Let's go.
What we got?
Let's see.
She Flow.
She Flow. Who's this? Where's she from?
I love She Flow.
Let's hear it. I don't have... No, let's go.
Feels like I've been on this grind too long. Neeh Maji with the underground raw. It's game time, all hands on deck. I'm just getting started, need to cash that check. Find me, dream chasing, paper chasing on a Lolo. Always on my time zone, swagged up in my polo. No rekeguere, I ain't stupid, yeah, I see right.
Rewind. What, rekeguere?
Let me get Koyo.
Okay.
I used to have a lot of friends, now my circle's smaller. They say they got you, but they're waiting on your downfall. Watching all the action, jealous satisfaction. Trash talking, name calling when you're absent.
Video's really clever.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah. It's a dope record, and she has good stage presence.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, I want to see you perform a lot more.
Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. This is nice.
Promoters out there, book She Flow. She can perform my ass off.
We want to hear some more. We want to hear some more from these kind of artists. I love the freshness of, like, there's so many dope artists nowadays, man. All right, number 2, we're hearing from Faith K and Nadia Nakai.
Okay. Let's hear it. This is from... Where are they from?
Where they from?
South Africa.
South Africa. Johannesburgens. Let's go.
Johannesburgens.
Neeh?
This sounds like what do they call the music from Coast that the chicks
Chakacha?
Yeah,
Chakacha?
Yeah, it has some sort of Chakacha element to it. Ooh.
I heard we got issues now.
Okay.
I heard that you miss me now.
That beat bang.
I know you heard I'm crispy now. Fresh, I wanna hear fresh. Yeah, oh yeah, screenshot, put it on where. Oh yeah, hashtag, get it there. You my ex for a reason, let's just keep it like that. Nigga, fuck your feelings, you can take it like that. In that box,
Attitude, huh?
I like it, yo. The production is actually on point.
You know you about to get some crazy stuff when an artist has two money machines in the video. That's dope.
crispy now, fresh. Now you wanna hear it fresh. Now you wanna hear it fresh.
This bangs. I might just start playing this on the radio.
Dope, man. Get that. Faith K. What?
Are they signed?
She said bulls riding my vest.
Are they signed?
Bulls riding my
They're
vest.
signed? Sony?
Bulls riding my vest? Yo, she got bulls riding the vest?
They feisty.
Yo, big up, ladies, man.
Them ladies is feisty
I
as
like
hell.
that.
Why you all up in my face? Nigga, this bitch is in phase. Knock it up, figure it raise. You don't want a minute, but your bitch is pussy link. These niggas say dripping, cause my pussy dripping links. Miss me with a face.
She feisty as hell, bro.
Stay on nice. Dick game on nice. I know that you hate it, but I had to keep it game. Money back on the
Some Cardi B, Nicki Minaj type shit.
I hope we got issues now. I heard that you miss me now. I know you heard I'm crispy now.
Crispy.
Now you wanna hear it fresh. Now you wanna hear it fresh. Now you wanna hear it fresh.
Nice. I definitely banged this in the car.
Oh, yeah, it bangs. It bangs. Nadia Nakai, is this the chick that did the record with Casper?
I think that's her.
Yeah, her name sounds familiar. Even that record with Casper was kind of dope. I liked it.
Faith K, Nadia Nakai, big up, man. That was real nice. We shall keep supporting women on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's March, and we only playing women this time. Producer's pick. Let's go. Let's hear this one.
All right, who we got? Producer's pick. Usually we don't know what the song is. The producer picks it for you. Here we go.
Feel so good, but I can't taste you.
Yo, women be saying all types of stuff. You so good, but I can't taste you.
It's crazy.
Oh man, dude, I don't know. Who's this?
I like this.
And where's she from? Who's this? Belgium called you. You so good, I can't taste you.
Yo,
she's trying to taste you, son.
Okay.
Slipping down under, I'm high off your figure. You're back when you move. Hand round my waist, I've been waiting to chase this and drink with some you.
She can write some music.
Let's hear this.
So this is a dope record.
It's not bad.
I think this is the first record I'm gonna give a 5.
For sure, 5. I'll give it like 3.5.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, man, you're being generous today.
No. The art direction of the visual, first of all.
Yeah, the video is definitely nice. Yeah,
matches the mood of the song. Her lyrics, her songwriting ability is crazy. How descriptive she is. She was so captivating from the first line.
Yeah,
you had to pause the
I got into it later, but early, I just thought she was mad thirsty. But big up Murielle.
I like the record. That's my first 5.
In Bruxelles, you know, you heard it, you know. Yeah, the article with Wanyike and man. So what do you know? I mean, you're more very in touch with this because I'm not really into. I really don't know, and I don't want to talk about mental health and stuff that I'm just not really delved into.
Yeah.
But so many of our artists seem to be dealing with this. You know,
battling with
when
depression.
I saw the article with Wanyike. And I think she was just really confessing that she went into a deep depression, and you know. So this we delve into 3 tips and coping with depression in general. Yeah.
So
what are the 3 tips you could give an artist with
week,
coping with depression?
Let's talk about how you can cope with depression. Now, the first thing is to reach out and stay connected. The thing about isolation is anything in excess is bad for you. So isolation is good for you, but when done excessively, that's when you get into your head too much and start flipping out.
Like, don't put yourself in a cave.
Yeah, it's always good to isolate yourself for, a reasonable amount of time.
Self-preservation, yeah.
To reconnect with yourself, to really think about what you're doing, how you're trying to move forward, to assess your relationships. You need that.
Yeah.
But not in excess.
Okay.
Because when you isolate yourself too much, that's when you really start having thoughts. Because it's just the same way we're capable of extreme good, we're capable of extreme bad. Yeah. And that's in the physical sense. Now think about your mind. You can think about the best things, you can think about the worst things. And when you do too much of that, come on, it's going to come and affect your physical being.
Okay.
So, talk to people about your feelings, and reach out to people. Don't feel like, because at times when you isolate yourself too much, you start thinking like, nah, I'm good by myself. Nah, we're communal.
Okay.
Naturally. So you always need to be reaching out to different people, meeting new people, catch up with your old friends. Actually, I find like that's the best way that I cope with my mental health is always reconnecting with my old friends, like the people who you go way back with.
Yeah.
It has a way of grounding you when you reconnect with such people. 2, do healthy things that make you feel good. And top of the list has to be exercise. Exercise is always good for you.
Always helps,
Yeah. As much as I've, let loose
Bro,
a little
my man
bit.
needs to hit the gym.
What I do.
Amira, who's that guy you trying to introduce us to? The health expert. You need a fitness coach, bro.
But what I do, my diet is bad. I might not be hitting.
Are you the
gym.
French fries guy? You eating Kenchik?
Nah, not too much, but I'm a lot of fatty foods. Yeah,
bro,
I would say.
Why you got to do this to us?
A lot of fatty foods, a lot of cheese type of thing.
Cheese?
But anyway,
cheese,
let me tell you what I do though. I do walk. Feel me? Because I started to jog.
Did you walk here?
Nah, yeah. Like partly. This is how my commute is actually. And this is what I started to do for a little bit exercise. So I jog. But within my commute, the spaces where I walk, because I come all the way from Sautisol to Kilimani 4 times a week. So I decided to jog when I used to drive, don't drive no more. And then I started using cabs and gained some weight. I was like, nah, I don't even need this cab life. Let me just jog. So I usually jog and walk. And actually, that walk, that 10-15 minute walk that I do 4 days a week, man, it goes a long way.
Okay.
It goes a long way. So yeah, do things that make you feel good about yourself, man.
Tip 3?
Yeah, 3rd, challenge negative thinking. Always challenge it. When you get that thought in your head, like, man, I'm not worthy. Like, man, I shouldn't be here. When you have those kind of thoughts, challenge them. Try and find because you're on one extreme. Try and figure out the other extreme because it's somewhere there within you. Think about it rationally, because a lot of times it's an irrational thought that makes you think you're not worthy.
Yeah.
But when you start dissecting it rationally, like, but really, what's the evidence? Like, what is it about this life that no one else is going through, that's only me, and that's why I feel. Now, when you start talking about your issues with other people, you realize, everybody's going through it. Everybody's going through it. So when you have those negative thoughts about whatever situation you're in, challenge those thoughts.
For sure.
And if you put those 3 things into practice on a regular, I think you can cope with mental health.
You heard it. 3 tips from Jinx himself on how to deal with depression.
And if symptoms persist,
holla.
Seek medical advice.
We get back into events. What's happening?
Oh man, R&B as the usual.
Every Wednesday at Onyx on Gong Road. Mm-hmm. Get out there.
Lyrics
Africa
and
Nouveau.
bottles.
Africa Nouveau, 8 March, man.
Oh, that's this weekend.
Yeah, man. It's gonna
Africa
be an
Nouveau is dope.
interesting
I
lineup.
love the theme, yo.
Yeah.
I love the theme. Africans and outer world beings.
For sure.
They're trying to have this narrative around our godly beings, that type of thing. I think it's important to have our own narrative when it comes to such things.
For sure.
You see Greek mythology. How many movies you've seen about Thor and Zeus?
So many. It's about time we start putting our stories out there.
Shouts out to Africa Nouveau.
Yeah, man. Big up. International Women's Day at the Hub. talking about wellness. That will be at the Hub in Karen. Okay. International Women's Day concert will be at the Kenya Conservatoire of Music.
Who's performing?
8th. I think it's a bunch of different ladies. I know there's been talk around putting this kind of thing together, the Kenya Conservatoire of Music, which is a really great space for music, and people don't really go there. It's at the Kenya National Theatre, man.
Okay.
Go check it out, you know?
Okay, cool.
Backyard Bass, my man, Murielle Amin at the Muse.
Shouts out to Murielle.
And Coco M and Red Acapella on the 7th of March, man. Gates open at 9 p.m. The Muse, baby. Murielle Amin, Red Acapella, and Coco M.
Murielle is from London, right?
Yeah, man. He's been out here doing his thing. He's dope. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be out there. Afro Social Volume 1 on the 9th of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so this weekend is
going to be popping.
Where's Afro Social at?
I think it's going to be at where is it at? Alchemist.
Alchemist.
You know, Alchemist always bringing the heat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be mad events. Stay out there, man. You've been listening to the Blaze podcast right here at WG Networks, AfriPods, and of course, Buddha Blaze TV. Subscribe and don't hit that dial.
Yeah.
Salute. See you next week.
Next week.
The hottest thing in the world right now.
This is the Blaze podcast.